Shields up, Ironbreakers. Why don't you go ahead and gather around the campfire as I regale you with the story of how I managed to break my main Lords of the Fallen character, and not necessarily in a good way, from my perspective anyway, even though I believe that a lot of players will hear what I have to say and they'll see this as an absolute win, and maybe we'll even go ahead and duplicate what I've done, which is not something that I would recommend, as pretty much it just feels like cheating, even though it wasn't really intentional. But before we get to that, I should mention I did receive a copy of this game from CI Games so that I could give it a look, tell you guys my opinions on it, and it should come as no surprise that I've been playing the game quite extensively. I mean, I live streamed the whole thing, and after the live stream I went ahead and I replayed the game on PlayStation 5 with a friend of mine because we were really into the co-op aspects of it, and we've been playing the game co-op pretty much ever since. Like, we get together every evening or so, not necessarily together in the same physical space, we get online, speak in Discord, all that stuff. Me and Wada just get together and we play the crap out of the game. We've done, at this point, 4, 5 playthroughs. I mean, I've started out with a character which was Bucket Man. You guys might remember that. That was the first live stream character. I believe that live stream's still up on the channel if you're curious. And Bucket Man was like the deprived dude. I wanted to start as the deprived dude. I thought that'd be fun. Play the game for about 8 hours. Boom, game crashed, that save got corrupted, it's dead, it's gone, even though they've actually posted something on Steam indicating that if you lost your character due to a save file corruption, you can actually send your save file to Hexworks, and they will send you back a save file with like a fixed character in terms of levels and all that stuff. They won't give you the same quest progression that you had, but they will level up your character for you, which was something that really surprised me, that the developers are actually like, hey, if your character's broken, send us the save file and we'll go ahead and we'll fix it. Corrupted saves and all that. Now, it is a little bit late for me, because since the Bucket Man adventures, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do another character. I was going to go for a Spearman. It was the Mornstead Infantry. And that was the character that I started my playthrough with, which is why, if you guys go and watch the thumbnails for those streams, you'll see that in a lot of the thumbnails, my character's wielding a spear, because I wanted to do a spear guy. Turns out the spear I wanted to use was complete trash, though, and didn't really do much, so we ended up converting him to Holy Bonk Man, which, if you guys remember that playthrough, that character was ridiculously powerful. Anyway, while that character was going on, I created another character on PlayStation 5 to play with my friend, which was an infernal character to focus on infernal spells and all that. I was like, this character's cool. I finished the game with it. It's all right, but it's not really the type of character that I want to do. So I'll go ahead and I make my 4th character at this point, because we had Bucket Man, Holy Bonk Man, and Infernal Man, and now we have Pure Radiant Man, which was going to be like pure just radiant magic. So even though the gameplay that you're watching in this video, you'll be like, that just looks like Holy Bonk Man. That's because pure radiant spells didn't cut it for me. I was just like, I tried using them and I was, this just didn't deal that much damage. I should also point out that the friend that I'm playing the game with is using an Umbral character that just deletes everything. So I don't think that any particular spell casting style is going to even, or any particular type of damage is going to come even close to what my friend is doing with Umbral magic, because Umbral magic is just beyond busted, okay? I can't think of anything that even comes close to the damage that Umbral magic can inflict, and there's also the fact that Umbral magic can essentially have infinite casts. So that's all really fun, and that's all really good. So what I ended up doing with my Radiant build was essentially, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna heal you. So I have like this healing aura, because his infinite casting thing also makes him take a little bit of damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna heal you, and you're gonna delete everything, and I'll just, launch a couple of spells from afar. But as we kept advancing through the game, eventually I started feeling like, you know what, this just feels really weak, because, we're doing New Game Plus now, and, it just feels like some of the stuff that we're doing, it feels like it's not going as fast as I would like. Because, you look at the damage he's doing, I'm looking at the damage I'm doing, and I'm like, I'm just not contributing that much. So what do you do in that situation? You're like, well, the game has a respec mechanic. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to respec. Now, because we've been playing the game in co-op so often, we're often just in multiplayer sessions. As a matter of fact, I would argue that ever since I played the game on PC, 90% of my gameplay time has been spent in co-op because co-op is just so easy to just jump into. It's not like you have to constantly summon each other or do anything like that. So we've been playing most of the game just in co-op. And in this situation, we're taking his character through New Game Plus 1 and we're completing a bunch of quests. We're trying to shoot for the platinum, even though both of us acknowledge that we're probably not going to get the platinum because one of the trophies is get all armors and another one is get all weapons. And it's not even that we think it's particularly hard to get all of the armors or get all of the weapons. It's that tracking the things that you're missing, it's just too much work. Like, we will go through the game 50 times sooner than we'll be able to figure out which armor pieces we're missing. It's just too much work. But all of the other trophies were like, these are pretty much achievable. We can do this. Not really a problem. So that's kind of like where we're coming from. But anyway, so I'm in his game, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to respec. And you can respec while being in a multiplayer session in somebody else's game. So I go ahead and I go up to Pietà. Let me actually switch over to a different scene here so that you guys can see. This is my character right now, so I go ahead and I come over here to Pietà in his world, and I use the Chrysalis Rebirth thing, and I start reassigning all of my stats, doing all of that good stuff. Now, I remember that as I'm doing this, I was like, okay, so I want to have strength and I want to have radiance, because like I said, I'm not dealing enough damage with just spell casting, so we're going to be going back to a hybrid version of Holy Bonk Man while still keeping like my big regeneration aura that we have right here. So like this aura just completely heals us, which is fantastic. And I'm thinking to myself, with this aura healing me, I'll be able to do the Holy Bonk Man with even more power, because the whole concept of Holy Bonk Man, for those of you that don't know, was like, okay, I have this big meaty hammer, and there's an eyeball that you put. I've talked about this in a recent podcast with Ratatoska, right? There's an eyeball you put in your Rumble Lamp. As you do that, basically whenever you do a charging attack, you see that blue aura. I can't be stopped, and any damage that I take is only wither damage, so I can just abuse the crap out of every enemy. So if on top of that, I'm regenerating health, I'm like, this is great stuff. This is fantastic. I'm regenerating. I'm also healing myself with wither damage and just bashing everything into a pulp. On top of it, I can augment my weapon with additional holy damage, smite, all of these good things. So, you know, this was the build that I had in mind. So I go up to Pietà and I'm like, Pietà, hook me up with about 70, because I believe that the hard cap on some of these stats, I don't even think there's a hard cap. But anyways, I tell Pietà, give me about 70 strength, give me about 70 radiance, and then I'll take 40 vitality and 30 endurance, give or take. I believe that at the time, my level was around 160, somewhere around 160, because we had been playing for a lot of hours. We've done like 2 full playthroughs, full co-op, all of that stuff. Now we're doing a New Game Plus playthrough. We're already planning out the next playthroughs that we're going to be doing, right? So both our characters are pretty hefty leveled up. So I go ahead and I do the respec. And when I finish respecking, I look at my health gauge and I was like, holy crap, because this was about the same health that I had on the character prior to respecking, right? So I respec my character, and the only major difference is that now the character has a lot more strength than before. But I look at my health gauge and it's like way bigger. And so I tell my friend, so why is my health so much bigger? Does strength give you additional health? Because that doesn't make a lot of sense. And he's like, no, I don't think it should. So I go and I look at my stats. And remember, I told you guys I was about level 160. I look at my stats, and the stats are not the way that they are now. These are like fixed stats that I went ahead and I done. But my vitality, instead of 40, was like at 100. Now, I don't have the footage here because this happened while I was at my home. But as I was respecing, I know for a fact I put in 40 vitality, and I had like 71 radiance and 71 strength. Now, my radiance was actually higher than it is right now. My radiance was like 130 something. My vitality was over 100. My endurance was like 40 something, and my strength was actually correct. It was 71. And I'm looking at these stats and I'm like, huh, why? And I don't know. Right now I'm 341, but at the time that this glitch happened, my character ended up at 336. And there's no way for me to just like, hey, I just want to go back to being level 160 because that's where my progression was. Now I've just been thrusted into level 336. Don't ask me how this happened, but anyways, then I went back to my world because I don't want to respec in my friend's world again and get to what, level 500? Like, what is going on? So I leave his world, I go to my world, and I respec, and I'm like, you know, maybe this will fix it. But no, it's just like you just have the stats of a level 300 and 336 character. And I'm just, you know, I'm just sitting there. Okay, I guess I'm level 336. And so my friend is curious. He's like, let's see if we can replicate this just out of curiosity. And he comes into my world and he respecs his character. His character was slightly higher than mine, but he respecs his character. He ends up at level 380 something. And I was like, oh, okay. So basically what I'm saying is that if you respec in a friend's game, your level is going to increase. Balloon even. Now, before we finish this video, I should point out that, you know, I've done a lot of criticism for this game. I've talked with the team extensively. I've reported a lot of bugs. Like I said, I had a corrupted character. I've had over 30 crashes probably during my however many hours of live stream. I've had a lot of problems with the game. I still enjoy the game a lot, but you know, how many hours do I even have in this character? Just out of curiosity, considering that PlayStation's reporting that I have 90 hours of gameplay time, which is wrong. It usually undervalues the amount of hours you actually play the game for whatever reason. I think it's about 10 hours less, give or take. So probably over 100 hours in this character. I'd say probably spent 20 hours in my Infernal character, give or take. So I'd say about 80 to 70 hours in this character that I'm in. And now the character's level 336, which is double. Yeah, pretty much double the level that he had before I respec'd. And I don't really have a way to fix it, which kind of sucks. I'm still going to play the game. We're still trying to, you know, we have a couple of objectives that we want to complete, me and my friend, but this just kind of sucked. It really just kind of sucked, you know? But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the tale. And I wouldn't recommend you doing this, but, you know, if you want to break your character, if you want to get ridiculously ludicrous stats, get the level 999 or whatever it is that you want to do, probably one of the easiest ways of doing it, get together with a friend, go to his game, respec, enjoy, I guess. I don't know. Maybe this video will make them fix it faster. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe bell, notification icon, all that jazz. I'll see you guys. Stay strong, stay safe. Peace out.